Good morning. Welcome to Books by Yvan. My name is Yvan and I read books. I feel better. So I'm not fully healed yet, but I believe in the next 2 days I will be better. But while I was on my deathbed, I came across something. Right, I was bored. I didn't want to use my phone. But as one that enjoy literature would, I got a new book. I'm guilty. And that new book is this book is a lot thicker than I thought it would be. No, seriously. Like if you haven't figured out what this book is, oh never mind, hold on. I present to you guys. Boom. The lighting is terrible, but it is Crown Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I'm not gonna read this. For the love of God, it's gonna be like read only for me. You guys don't get to read it. Sorry. But yeah, I feel better and I can get back to reading. So, where were we? Yes. White Nights, Fyodor Dostoevsky. Where we're about to begin the fourth night. And the mysterious boy, man, hasn't shown up yet. And Dostoevsky got friend zoned. You heard that right. He got friend zoned. Alright, enough talking. I hope you guys are better. Make yourself comfortable. Have a cup of coffee. And as always, this is White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. My God, how it has all come to an end. What an ending to all this. I arrived at 9 o'clock. She was already there. I caught sight of her when I was still quite a distance away. She was standing like she had been then, that first time, with her elbows leaning on the railing of the embankment and didn't hear me approach. Nastenka, I called out to her, making a tremendous effort to suppress my agitation. She quickly turned around towards me. Well, she said. Well, quickly now. I looked at her in bewilderment. Well, where's the letter? Did you bring the letter? She repeated, clutching the railing with her hand. No, I don't have a letter. I said finally, has it really not come to see you yet? She turned terribly pale and for a long time looked at me without moving. I had shattered her last hope. Well, good luck to him, she uttered finally in a breaking voice. Good luck to him if he's going to leave me like that. She lowered her eyes, then wanted to look at me, but she couldn't. For several more minutes, she kept her agitation in check, but suddenly she turned away, leaned her elbows on the balustrade of the embankment, and burst into tears. Enough, enough, I began, but as I looked at her, I didn't even have the strength to continue. And what could I have said? Don't try to comfort me, she said, weeping. Don't talk about him. Don't say that he would come, that he wouldn't abandon me so cruelly, so inhumanly, as he had done. What for? What for? Can it really be that there was something in my letter? In that wretched letter? Here, her voice was broken by sobs. My heart was breaking as I looked at her. Oh, how cruelly inhumane it is, she began again. And not a line, not a line. He could at least have answered that he didn't need me, that he was rejecting me, but not a single line in 3 whole days. How easy it is for him to wound, to insult a poor defenseless girl, whose only fault is that she loves him. Oh, what I've endured these 3 days. My God, my God. When I recall that I went to him first time myself, that I humbled myself before him, wept, that I begged him for just the tiniest smidget of love. And after that, listen, she began, as she turned to me, and her eyes began to flash. This cannot be. It simply cannot be like this. It's unnatural. Either you or I have been deceived. Maybe he didn't get the letter. Perhaps he still doesn't know anything. How is it possible? Judge for yourself. How is it possible to behave so barbarously and so coarsely as he has towards me? Not a single word, but the lowliest man on earth is treated with more compassion. Perhaps he heard something. Perhaps somebody said something about me. She cried out, turning to me with a question. What do you think? Listen, Nastenka. Tomorrow, I go and see him in your name. Yes? I'll ask him about everything. I'll tell him everything. Yes, yes. You write a letter. Don't say no, Nastenka. Don't say no. I'll make him respect your action. He'll learn everything, and if... No, my friend, no, she interrupted. Enough. Not another word. Not another word from me. Not a line. Enough. I don't know him. I don't love him anymore. I will, for now, get him. She didn't finish. Calm yourself, calm yourself. Sit here, Nastenka, I said as I seated her on the bench. But I am calm. Enough. It's nothing. Just tears. They'll dry. Do you think that I'll do away with myself? That I'll drown myself? My heart was full. I wanted to say something, but couldn't. Listen, she continued, taking me by the hand. Tell me, would you have acted like this? Would you have abandoned a girl who came to you on her own? Would you have thrown in her face a shameless jeer at her weak, foolish heart? Would you have looked after her? Would you have understood that she was all alone? That she didn't know how to take care of herself? That she didn't know how to protect herself from loving you? That it wasn't her fault? That, finally, it wasn't her fault? That she had done nothing? Oh, my God, my God. Nastenka, I cried out finally. Unable to control my agitation. Nastenka, you're tearing me apart. You're breaking my heart. You're killing me, Nastenka. I cannot be silent. I must finally speak and tell you what has been welling up here in my heart. As I said this, I got up from the bench. She took me by the hand and looked at me in surprise. What is it? She uttered finally. Well, listen, I said resolutely. Listen to me, Nastenka. What I am about to say is all nonsense, all impossible, all silly. I know that it can never happen, but I cannot remain silent. In the name of all that you're suffering now, I beg you beforehand to forgive me. Well, what? What is it? She said. having stopped crying and looking at me intently, while a strange curiosity shone in her astonished eyes. What is it? It's impossible, but I love you, Nastenka. That's what it is. Well, now everything has been said. He just confessed? I mean, I mean, we kind of saw it coming, right? It was expected. We saw it coming. But still, that's how you decided to do it. Wow, okay. I said, with a wave in my hand, now, you will see whether you can talk with me as we were just talking, whether finally you can listen to what I'm going to say. Well, what of it? What of it? Nastenka interrupted. What of it? Well, I knew long ago that you loved me, only it always seemed to me that you loved me simply in a different way. My God, my God. In the beginning, it was simple, Nastenka, but now, I'm exactly the same position as you were when you went to him with your bundle. Worse than you, Nastenka, because you didn't love someone then, but you do. What is it you're saying to me? I truly don't understand you at all. But listen here, why ever that is, not why, but what reason do you have for suddenly? My God, I'm talking nonsense, but you. And Nastenka became thoroughly confused. Her cheeks were flushed. She lowered her eyes. What's to be done, Nastenka? What am I to do now? I am to blame. I abused your. But no, I am not to blame, Nastenka. I know it. I feel it. Because my heart tells me that I'm right. Because I cannot hurt you. I cannot offend you. I was your friend. Well, and what is that I want now? I have betrayed nothing, you see. Now, it's me who's tear or screaming down. Nastenka, let them stream. Let them stream. They won't bother anybody. They will dry, Nastenka. But sit down. Do sit down, she said, as she was sitting me on the bench. Oh my God. No, Nastenka, I won't sit down. I can't stay here any longer. You won't see me anymore. I'll say everything and leave. I only want to say that you would never have learned that I loved you. I would have buried my secret. I would not have tormented you. At this moment, with my egoism. No, but I couldn't bear it any longer. Now, you spoke it yourself. You are to blame. You are to blame for all this, not me. You can't drive me away from you. No, of course not, no. I'm not driving you off. No, Nastenka said, concealing, as best as she could, her embarrassment. The poor thing. You're not driving me away. No. But I was going to run away from you myself. And I will leave as soon as I tell you everything from the beginning. Because when you were talking just now, I couldn't sit still. When you were crying just now, when you were suffering because I'll say, Nastenka, because you were rejected, because your love had been spurned, I sensed, I felt in my heart that there was so much love for you, Nastenka, so much love. And I was so sorry that I couldn't help you with this love, that my heart was breaking, and I could not be silent. I had to speak, Nastenka. I had to speak. Yes, speak to me. Speak to me like that, Nastenka. said with inexplicable gesture. It might seem strange to you that I'm speaking to you like this, but speak. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you everything. You feel sorry for me, Nastenka. You simply feel sorry for me. My little friend, what's done is done. What's said can't be taken back. Isn't that so? Well, now you know everything. Well, that's a starting point. Well, all right. Everything is fine now. Only listen. When you were sitting and crying, I was thinking to myself, oh, let me tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking that, well, of course, this could never be an Astenka. I was thinking that you somehow, well, that you quiet on your own had stopped loving him. Then I was thinking this yesterday and the day before yesterday, Nastenka, and I would have made you. I would certainly have made you fall in love with me. You said, you know, you were saying yourself, Nastenka, that you had almost fallen in love with me. Well, what else? Well, that's almost everything that I wanted to say. It remains only to say what it would have been like if you had fallen in love with me. Only that, nothing more. Listen then, my friend, because you're still my friend. Of course, I'm a simple person, poor and insignificant. Only that's not the point. But only I will love you so. I will love you so that even if you still love him and continue to love this person whom I don't know, you still will not find my love to be burdened to you in any way. How do I describe this situation? I can't quite think of the word right now, but this situation is familiar. Well, it hasn't happened to me, I'm just saying, right? That I've seen it happen, I just can't quite get. Limerence. That's the word, limerence. Limerence is when your love for someone becomes obsessive. I think that's the right definition for it. But right, it reminds me of limerence. Let's go back. You would only sense at every moment that next to you beats a grateful heart, an ardent heart, which for your sake, oh Nastenka, what have you done to me? Now, don't cry. I don't want you to cry, Nastenka said, quickly getting up from the bench. Come along. Get up. Come with me. Don't cry. Don't cry. She kept saying as she wiped away my tears with her handkerchief. Well, come along now. Perhaps I'll tell you something. Yes, if he has abandoned me now, if he has forgotten me, even though I still love him, I don't wish to deceive you. But listen, answer me. If, for example, I were to love you, that is, if only I, or my friend, when I think how I insulted you then, when I laughed at your love, when I praised you for not falling in love. Oh my God, I did not foresee it. How did I not foresee this? How could I have been so stupid? But, well, I've made up my mind. No way. No actual way. Wait, hold on. Wait. I'll tell you everything. Listen, Nastenka. Do you know what? I'll go away. You cannot just go away. I want to hear what she has to say. You're going to stay here and you're going to listen to her. Listen, Nastenka. Do you know what? I'll go away. That's what. I'm simply tormenting you. Now, you have pang of remorse because you made fun of me. But I don't want, yes, I don't want you in addition to your sorrow. Of course, I'm to blame, Nastenka, but goodbye. Stop. Hear me out. Can you wait? Oh, he will wait, alright? I'll make him wait. I want to hear what she has to say. Wait. Wait for what? Why? Okay, it's starting. This is what she has to say. I love him, but that will pass. It must pass. It cannot but pass. It's already passing. I can sense it. Who knows? Perhaps it will even end today because I hate him, because he's had a good laugh at my expense while you were crying here with me because you didn't reject me like he did because you love me and he didn't love me because finally I love you myself. Yes, I love. I love as you love me. You know, I myself even said so to you. You heard it yourself. Because I love that you are better than he is. Because you are nobler. Like a noble person, nobler than he is. Because he. And then that's where he ended. That's end of the quotation. Okay, let's talk about that. So, Dostoevsky became the second option, which is bad. You must always become the first option in any situation, especially in your romantic life. Become the first choice. And this whole passage of her telling him, right, what she had to say, it made me think of an audio, right? I know. An audio that goes something along the lines of, I love him, but I love you more. I cannot betray him, for my love for him is, God, I can't remember how it ends. But yeah, hopefully you get the gist of it. But don't become a second choice to someone. Don't. Okay, let's go back to reading. The poor girl's agitation was so intense that she didn't finish. She put her head on my shoulder, then on my chest, and burst into bitter tears. I comforted her, tried to bring her round, but she couldn't stop. She kept squeezing my head and saying between sobs, wait, I'd stop in just a minute. I want to tell you. Don't think that these tears, it's just weakness. Wait until it passes. Finally, she stopped, wiped away her tears, and we set off walking once again. I wanted to speak, but for a long time. Yet, she kept asking me to wait. We fell silent. Finally, she pulled up her courage and began to speak. Okay, it's starting again. Open quotation. Now listen to me, she began in a weak and trembling voice, but one in which there was a ring of something that pierced right through my heart and began to ache there sweetly. Don't think that I am so fickle and flighty. Don't think that I can so easily and quickly forget and be untrue. I loved him for a whole year, and I swear to God that never was I unfaithful to him, even in thought. He disdained this. He had a good laugh at my expense. Good luck to him. But he wounded me and insulted my heart. I do not love him, because I can love only that which is magnanimous, which understands me, which is noble, because I am like that myself, and he is not worthy of me. You don't even know his situation, but okay. Well, good luck to him. It's better that he disappoints me now than for me to learn what he's like later on. Well, of course, but who knows, my dear friend, she continued, squeezing my hand. Who knows, perhaps all my love amounted to nothing more than my feelings and imagination, just my imagination. Perhaps it began as a prank or foolishness, or because I was under grandmother's watch. Perhaps I ought to love someone else, another, not him. Not a man like him, but someone who will take pity on me. And, well, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Nastenka broke off, choked with emotion. I only wanted to say to you, I wanted to say that if, despite the fact that I love him, no, loved him, if despite that he will stay, you will say, if you feel that your love is so great that it may in the end drive out from my heart the former. If you wish to take pity on me, if you don't wish to leave me alone to my fate, without consolation, without hope, if you wish to love me always as you now love me, then I swear that gratitude that my love will in the end be worthy of your love. Will you take my hand now? Nastenka, I cried out, choking with sobs. Nastenka, oh, Nastenka. Well, enough, enough. Well, now that's certainly enough, she said, hardly able to control herself. Well, now everything has been said. Isn't that right? Isn't that so? Well, and you're happy, and I'm happy. Not another word about this. Wait, spare me. Talk about something else, for God's sake. Yes, Nastenka, yes. Enough about that. Now I am happy. Well, Nastenka, well, let's talk about something else. Quickly. Yes, quickly. Let's talk about something else. Yes, I'm ready. And we didn't know what to say. We laughed, we cried, we said thousands of words without rhyme or reason. We first walked along the sidewalk, then suddenly we turned back and crossed the street. Then we stopped and began to cross over to the embankment. We were like children. I leave alone now, Nastenka, I said. But tomorrow, well, of course, I'm poor, you know, Nastenka. I only have 1,200 rubles. Rubles? But that doesn't matter. Of course not. And grandmother has her pension, so she won't be burdened to us. We must take grandmother. Of course we must take grandmother. Only there's Matriona. Oh, and we have Fyokla. She's the maid, by the way. As well. Matriona is a good woman. Only she has one fault. She doesn't have any imaginations. Nastenka, absolutely no imagination whatsoever. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. They can both live together. Only you move to our house tomorrow. What did you say? To your house? Fine, I'm ready. Yes, you'll rent from us. We have an attic upstairs. It's empty. There was a lodger, an old woman, a noble woman. She moved out, and grandmother, I know, wants to rent it to a young man. I said, why exactly a young man? And she said, just because I'm old now. But just don't you start thinking, Nastenka, that I want to marry you off to him. So I guess that it was for that very reason. Oh, Nastenka, and we both laughed. Well, enough of that. Enough. But where is it that you live? I've forgotten. Over there, by Skybridge, in Berenikov's building. Is it a big building? Is it a big house? Yes, the big house. Oh, I know it. It's a good house, only you must leave it, you know, and move in with us as soon as possible. Tomorrow then, Nastenka, tomorrow. I owe a bit for my apartment, but that doesn't matter. I receive my salary soon. And perhaps I can give lessons. I'll learn something myself and then give lessons. Well, now that's wonderful. And I get my bonus soon, Nastenka. So then, tomorrow will you be my lodger? Yes, and we'll go to see the Barber of Seville because they're going to put it on again soon. Yes, let's go, Nastenka said, smiling. No, it would be better to see something else and not the barber. Well, fine. Something else, of course. That would be better. What was I thinking? As we said this, we were both walking in some kind of stupor, in a haze, as if we didn't know ourselves what was happening to us. One moment we would stop and talk for a long time without moving. Then we would start walking again, and God only knows where we ended up. And then laughter again, and then tears. Then Nastenka would suddenly want to go home, and I didn't dare to keep her and wanted to see her home. We would set off, and a quarter of an hour later we will find ourselves on the embankment by our bench. Then she will sigh, and once again her eyes will well up with tears. I will turn timid, and then feel a chill, but she will immediately squeeze my hand and drag me off to a walk, to chatter, to talk. It's time now. It's time for me to go home. I think it must be quite late, Nastenka said at last. We've been behaving like children long enough. Yes, Nastenka, only I won't fall asleep now. I won't go home. I don't think I'll sleep either. Just see me home. Absolutely. Only this time, we absolutely must walk all the way to the apartment. Absolutely, absolutely. Word of honor? Because, you see, I must return home at some point. Word of honor, I answered, laughing. Well, let's go. Let's go. Look at the sky, Nastenka, look. Tomorrow will be a wonderful day. What a blue sky. What a moon. Look, see how that yellow cloud is beginning to hide its from view? Look, look. No, it passed by. Look now, look. If the mysterious boy decide to come tomorrow to see Nastenka, I'm gonna be really pissed. Oh, but Nastenka wasn't looking at the cloud. She stood speechless, rooted to the ground. A minute later, she began somewhat timidly clinging to me tightly. Her hand began to tremble in my hand. I glanced at her. She pressed against me more tightly. Still, at that moment, a young man walked past her. He suddenly stopped, looked at us intently, and then took several steps. My heart began to quiver. Nastenka, I said in a rushed voice. Who is that, Nastenka? It's him! It's him! Wait! Oh my God! It's him! She answered in a whisper, clinging to me even more tightly and more timidly. I could barely keep standing on my own 2 feet. Nastenka! Nastenka, it's you! We heard a voice behind us, and at that moment the young man took several steps toward us. My God! What a cry! How she shuddered! How she tore herself from my arm and flew to meet him. I stood and watched them, crushed. But she had scarcely given him her hand, had scarcely thrown herself into his embrace, when she suddenly turned to me again and was at my side in a flash, like the wind, and before I had a chance to collect myself, she flung both arms around my neck and kissed me firmly, ardently. Then, without saying a word to me, she rushed to him again, took him by the hand, and led him away. I stood for a long time and watched them walk away. Finally, both of them vanished from my sight. What? What? My sisters and brothers in Christ, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I smelled it. I could feel it in the text that he was going to show up at the climax. I knew it. I'm done. I'm done. She just abandoned. She just abandoned the dreamer. Just like that. I am shocked. Wow. I'm gonna take some time to digest this. So let me just do the whole like closing line so I can take this in. My name is Yvan. Whatever. Yeah, this was White Knight by Dostoevsky, fourth night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts or idea, let me know down in the comments. As for me, I would be you see that mirror over there? I'd be crying in that corner. So I'm not crying, I've been staring at that corner for a long time, thinking about what can possibly be next. Because she said she was going to move in with him. She said she loved him. And then the moment the gentleman came, she kissed him. Well, she kissed Dostoevsky. And she vanished with him, never to be seen again. What the actual hell, dude? Whatever. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how you feel. My name is Yvan. This was Books by Yvan. And as always, have a good day and be good people. Bye. What the hell?